Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of lesson 7.5 using proportional relationships. At the end of the last video, I forgot to say to put those check it out questions on your Google Doc, but I'm hoping that by now you're kind of used to doing that. But anytime you see a check it out question, make sure it goes on to what you're going to turn in for the lesson. Anyway, our last type of application question is about perimeter and area of shapes. So we have a theorem that is called the proportional perimeters and areas theorem. It says that if we know the similarity ratio for two similar shapes, then we can talk about the ratio of their perimeters and the ratio of their areas. So if I wanted the ratio of the perimeters, it's going to be equal to that similarity ratio. And if I wanted the ratio of their areas, I have to square the similarity ratio. So for example, I have triangle ABC here and triangle DEF. The perimeter for ABC is 12 and the perimeter for DEF is 24. So the similarity ratio based on the perimeters would be 12 over 24, which is 1/2. And you'll notice it's the same as the similarity ratio for the sides. I took AB over ED. I did 5 over 12 is 1/2. So these are equal fractions. So if I have the similarity ratio, it's going to be equal to the ratio of the perimeters. Now for areas, notice the area of triangle ABC is 3 times 4 divided by 2, also known as 6. And the area for DEF is 6 times 8 divided by 2, which is 24. So if I do the ratio of the areas, 6 over 24, and I reduce that, I get 1/4, which is the same thing as 1/2 squared, because you would square the 1 and you'd square the 2 to get 1/4. So let's do an example to see how this would work. Okay, so example 4 says, given that triangle RST is similar to triangle UVW, they want us to find the perimeter and area of UVW. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the similarity ratio. And I did this triangle, RST, to triangle UVW. So I did this number over that number. So find that ratio and then come back to see step 2. Okay, so I did 16 to 20, which reduces to 4 over 5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create some proportions. Remember, for perimeter, I can just keep this scale factor and do a ratio with my perimeters, 36 over x, and solve for that. For area, I would have to square these numbers here. So 4 squared and 5 squared, and put those in a ratio. And it's going to equal 48 over x. So see if you can create those proportions and solve for perimeter and area, and then come back to check your answer. Okay, so my perimeter proportion was 4 over 5 equals 36 over p. I did a cross product, and I divided to get p alone. So p is 45 feet. For area, I had to square my ratio. This comes out to 16 over 25 here. Then I did a cross product, and I solved for A, which is 75. So the perimeter of UVW is 45 feet, and the area of triangle UVW is 75 feet squared. So now it's time for you to try it. Check it out. Question number 4 is the last thing that needs to go on your Google Doc. It says triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF. They've given you that BC is 4 millimeters, EF is 12 millimeters, and they told you that the perimeter is 42 millimeters and area is 96 millimeters squared for triangle DEF. And they want you to find the perimeter and area of ABC. Now, I highly recommend that you draw this out or try and write something to help you see how all of this relates, because all of those letters are rather confusing. So I highly recommend drawing yourself a diagram before you start trying to make your proportions. So put that on your Google Doc and don't forget to submit it, and let me know if you have any questions.